So thank you very much again for being here with us, celebrating the grand opening of our new facilities. It is really my pleasure and honor to be here today before you, welcoming you to our campus. As you can see, we have two magnificent buildings that you help put on this campus. With your generosity and contributions, not only you're changing how Cerritos College look, but you are changing the lives of our students. Today is an opportunity for us to pay tribute to all who contribute making these buildings a reality and to thank you for being here today. But I think all of you could agree with me that no one is more deserving of your gratitude than our local community. Our local community voted for 2 consecutive bonds overwhelmingly to transform Cerritos College. And I think it's invested upon us to recognize the commitment and your generosity to our institution. Your generosity and commitment to our institution, as I said before, have transformed the look of Cerritos College and every day transform our students' lives. Our students do better because of you, because your investment, because your commitment to Cerritos College. Because of that investment, not only our students do better, but our communities do better. Therefore, investing in Cerritos College is an investment in the future of our local community. Enriching the fabric of our society is imperative for us at Cerritos College. And this is something that we are only able to do because your support and your contributions to our campus. Our mission is to deliver world-class education to our students and to serve our communities in the best possible way. I know we have at Cerritos College some of the very best faculty, classified, and managers in the California community college system. So let me assure you that your generosity and support is in great hands. Before I tell you a little bit about the beautiful buildings we have behind us, or behind me, I guess, in front of you, let me tell you a little bit about one of our students, one of our many students that have been benefited from the contributions that you have very generously given to Cerritos College. So this morning I was walking in and there is a student that I have gotten to know over my close to 2 years here, and he was coming very happy. I said, hey, did you receive my email? And I said, well, the few that you have sent me, yes, and I submitted the letters. And he said, no, the new one. I think I have a chat at USC. And it's like, okay, that's great, I'll check on it, and if you have to submit something, I'll do it this evening. And he's like, okay, well, that's great, but I just want to tell you that I got an acceptance letter from Cal State San Francisco. And I'm really, really happy to go there, but I'm still gonna try it to USC. That student is a student that has struggled more than you can believe, making it to campus and ensuring that he completes his academic requirements. Because of Cerritos College, because of the investment and the confidence that you have in our institution, he now has a chance to transfer to one of the top universities in the country, USC. I also want to tell you about a community member who recently I had the opportunity to meet with. And after our meetings, I said, hey, you have a little bit of time? And he said, yeah, sure. So let me walk you around campus. So we walk around campus. I obviously was showing off the different buildings, and eventually we made it to these 2 buildings. He was extremely impressed with the work that has taken place at Cerritos College. That he said that the buildings and the facilities that we are developing at our institution are at the same caliber of the institution he attended many, many years ago. Care to guess which college he went to? USC. Not a USC grad, or I'm not doing any campaigns in favor of USC. However, it says a lot of the work that we're doing. When we walked through these buildings, when he saw the classrooms, when he saw the different auditoriums, he said, this reminds me of my university. These buildings are world class, and I'm confident of the students and getting a top education. So these buildings is not just the technology and the different components that we put in it. It's something, a tool for us to change our students' lives. So thank you again. So behind us, you have two buildings, or behind me, you have two buildings. The first one is our Fine Arts building. It's a 55,000 square foot building, and it cost us about $33.5 million to put together. So you said it's a building with a unique architecture around campus, and it was inspired, let me see if I get this right, by Piet Mondrian, who is an abstract painter. As you can see, some of the basic colors and square shapes on the gallery entrance had been the inspiration of this building. It's a very functional building and actually reflects the type of education and the type of students we want to graduate as we continue to move into the future. This building enhances the artistic and academic experience for our students, our faculty, and staff. These buildings enhance the level of education that we can provide to our students, and it will definitely raise the bar of our graduates. The building to my left is our Math CIS building, and it's a 33,000 square foot building with a cost of $23 million. It features innovative designs that are student-centered. When you walk through this building, you can see a number of areas that were specifically designed for the student and faculty gathering. Informal spaces that will lead to informal learning. This building reflects our emphasis on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's obviously a building that enhances the surrounding environment to make sure the learning, meaningful learning, takes place there. Once again, I'm honored and humbled to dedicate these facilities, knowing there's so much more goes into them than just technology and special equipment. We know that we play a significant role in the future of our community, and with your help and support, we are committed and ready to continue shaping the future in a positive way. Remember, investing in Cerritos College is investing in the future of our communities. Thank you and welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this memorable occasion. And on behalf of my colleagues on the Cerritos College Board of Trustees, I am happy to join all of you in formally dedicating this new fine arts complex and mathematics and computer information sciences building. And I want to introduce a few of our community partners that have helped make this possible in bringing together our generous support for our community. And want to welcome Alberto Ruiz, who is from Assembly Majority Leader Ian Calderon's office, right over there. From Assemblymember Cristina Garcia's office, Chris Craig. Vice President of the Norwalk-La Mirada Unified School Board, Mr. Chris Flanzer. Former Mayor and Councilwoman of the City of Cerritos, Grace Hugh. Former Trustee of this amazing college, Mr. Bob Arthur. And if there's anyone I missed here, please raise your hand. Don't be shy. Elected officials are not shy. So nobody. Okay, great. It's with your support that the state-of-the-art facilities stand here today. And thank you to the community for your generous support of our bond measures. You have helped us realize a vision for the future of Cerritos College. And we also extend our gratitude and congratulations to those here at the college who have worked long and hard on this project and are just beginning to see the fruits of their labor. I know that our Dean of Science, Engineering, and Mathematics, Connie Boardman, give her a round of applause, Dean of Fine Arts and Communications, Gary Pritchard, their staff, facilities, staff, and many, many people in the purchasing, finance, and information technology areas have spent countless hours ensuring the successful completion of this project. And give them a hand because they've done a lot of work. Thank you. The Fine Arts Complex will provide rich education to future artists and communication professionals who will take active roles in a broad spectrum of creative and cultural arenas in the 21st century. With critical need for science, technology, engineering, and math attainment, this new mathematics and computer information sciences building will be an important bridge to the future for the next generation of scientists, health professionals, and STEM educators. Finally, in dedicating this facility, I wish to remind everyone that our mission here at Cerritos College is to embrace diverse student populations and provide them with quality instructional programs and support services. And in marking this historic moment, we give to you our commitment to ensuring quality higher education for many more generations of students to come. Thank you for attending this afternoon. I'd like to invite up Chris Craig from Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia's office to do a proclamation.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I just wanted to do a quick presentation of the certificate to commemorate the ribbon cutting and grand opening ceremony for both of the buildings. You have the Fine Arts Complex and the Mathematics and Computer Information Sciences building. It's great to see such community support for this investment that's happening, and we're happy to have been a supportive force behind you. And as was mentioned earlier, this is a great investment and is an investment for the community. So we're happy to be here and give you the certificate. So on behalf of Assemblymember Cristina Garcia, congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to introduce another elected official who also happens to work for the Cerritos College Board of Trustees, and his name is Dr. Gary Pritchard. He is a member of the Capistrano Valley Unified School District, and he is our Dean of Fine Arts.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate the opening of Cerritos College's new Fine Arts facility. I want to thank first the Board of Trustees and President Fierro for their commitment to supporting excellence in journalism, film, studio art, photography, digital design, and animation with these wonderful new facilities. Thank you very much. And I'd also like to thank Larry Frapwell and his team of architects at HPI for their design. I also want to thank Brian Jaramillo, Dane Brassard, Steve Worley, Jim Reardon, David Bouted, and Jared Tannen at Still & Coyle for their support in the construction process. I'm also grateful to Cerritos College Facilities Director David Moore and his team for helping us work through the disruptions of opening a new facility. Thank you, David. Finally, I want to also thank my dedicated staff and faculty whose labor is returned in the technology and design that you see today. From my dedicated classified staff, I would like to thank Deborah Buffington, Alva Costa, Alicia Edquist, and Robert Ho. For my faculty, I would like to thank Department Chairs Bonnie Barrett and Rich Cameron, along with my faculty from Studio Arts, Stephen Portugal, Hagop Nigerian, Sergio Turan, from Photography, Ed Heckerman, Cristina Fernandez, from Film, Stephen Hirohama and Rob Campolo, from Art History, Julie Traeger and Lisa Boutan Vitella, from Computer Design and Animation, Kirk Miller and Chris Wilson, and our art historian and gallery director, James McDevitt. It's been a rare privilege to work alongside such an inspired team of educators, architects, and construction professionals. This team turned concrete and steel into an outstanding facility that honors our college's past and heralds a future of superb teaching and learning and accomplishments. Before touring our new facilities, it should interest you to know that the Fine Arts Building is also home to Talon Marks, our college's award-winning newspaper. The collaboration between journalism and the arts is a unique part of our history. one that has evolved from printed materials to bold interactive website stories and dramatic social media campaigns. The distinguished journalist Henry Luce said he'd become a journalist to come as close as possible to the heart of the world. In these classrooms, you will find a world of imagination, technology, and tradition. Our storied college newspaper chronicles the world through the eyes of students, and what they see of our world begins with where their eyes are. It is reassuring to know that the future editors, reporters, staff, and teachers of tomorrow will begin their formative days surrounded by great art and creativity, which I believe will serve them well in their chosen profession and will keep us readers wanting more. Last month, many of you enjoyed the Far Bazaar, and if you're like me, you are still talking about what you saw. Major cultural events like the Far Bazaar make Cerritos College a center of creativity for our community, the professional art world, our faculty, and certainly our students. We are committed to a future of special events that bring our communities together for celebration and reflection. Our division has successfully taught students to create and understand their world for over 50 years. We will continue to be a place of extraordinary teaching and learning. You will find in these new facilities a place where students are looking for the heart of the world, mastering the fundamentals, and inspiring our students to change the world. Among all of the different creative spaces that you will see here today, please remember and be comforted by the fact that there are faculty in those rooms who stand resolute against the common artless rising of the tide. To that end, my parting comments come from my favorite writers of antebellum history, Catherine Drew Gilpin Faust, who also has the rare distinction of holding the presidency at Harvard University and was the first woman to serve, a distinction that I might add only took 371 years. Drew Faust writes, "Empathy, imagination, and creativity are forms of knowledge that higher education must foster in its students. Moreover, the arts have the power to bring us together as a community in the present, but also to provide powerful connections to those who have come before us and to those who will follow us. In times of uncertainty, the arts reminds us of our humanity and provide the reassuring proof that we, along with the Grecian urn, have endured and will continue to do so. Now it's time to embrace, not retreat from the arts. My fellow Falcons, welcome to your new fine arts facility. It is with my warm heart that I say to you today, now is the time that we embrace the arts."
Thank you, Gary. And thank you all. I especially want to thank our board members and President Fierro for the support that they've shown, not only in the construction of our new building, but to the STEM fields in general. I've watched this building rise from the old technology building over a period of a couple of years now, and I'm delighted at the improved state-of-the-art facilities we can offer our students in mathematics and computer and information sciences. In addition, there's a night sky viewing platform on the roof that our astronomy faculty and students can use to get a much better view of the night skies, since they'll be way up above the campus lighting and local light pollution. I'm also very happy that our CIS faculty will finally have a home near the rest of the SEM division. These faculty, their equipment, and their students have moved around quite a bit. Their journey on campus has included the now demolished business education building that was near where the new liberal arts building is, then the old technology building that this building replaced, and then over to the multipurpose building, and now finally, and this is their final move, their final home here in MCIS. So welcome home, CIS faculty and staff. Our math and faculty and students have also been all over campus as our math program has grown. While the majority of the faculty offices have been in the PST building, classes were held all over campus and beyond. They've trekked to the CB building, to the modular building, to the business education building, to social sciences, to the multipurpose building, the library, and even the former Excelsior High School campus. Now, between our PST building and the MCIS building, we can accommodate almost all of our mathematics classes, at least for the time being, because this is a growing program. The new building was funded with general obligation bond funds, so I really need to thank the residents of the Cerritos Community College districts for supporting our students by passing these bonds. Without the support of our local taxpayers, this new facility would not have been possible. So on behalf of all of the STEM students, I want to thank our community. I appreciate all of the time our math, our CIS faculty, and our astronomy faculty have spent in planning, in giving input to the architect, in giving input to the design team, and I appreciate their patience as moving into a new building in which at first there were a few glitches, but they've all been ironed out pretty much. And I know this building has occupied a lot of facility director David Moore's time as well, and I want to thank him and his team for being so responsive. As you can imagine, moving the CIS department over winter break with all of their computers took an amazing effort by our IT department. So I really need to thank Patrick O'Donnell and his team, Javier Banuelos. The entire IT team has done an outstanding job in first just moving all this equipment and then responding to issues that have come up, and so I really need to thank them. And of course, I appreciate the responsiveness of the Tilden Coyle staff. David Buted, Jason DeWitt, and Jared Tannen have always been quick to respond to my questions and concerns and have been really good at problem solving. And so I really do appreciate working with them. And in addition to officially opening the Math and Computer and Information Science building, we're also celebrating an amazing professor today. We are naming the East Lobby in his honor. Professor Jim WOOLEVER is in his 54th year of teaching here at Cerritos. Now, he retired from full-time teaching a while ago, but he still is an adjunct professor for us. And during his career here, he served as a department chair, as an assistant dean, a faculty senator, and an advisor of student clubs. He was instrumental in installing the first computer system here at the college. And given his years of dedication to our students, it is only fitting that the lobby here adjacent to us will be named in his honor. And I'll be introducing shortly our department chair for CIS, who will be making some more comments about Professor WOOLEVER. So I want to welcome you to tour the building at the end of the ceremony. Mathematics classrooms and offices are on the first floor. The computer and information science classrooms and labs are on the second floor. You should also be able to get up to the roof to observe the astronomy platform from the west end of the building. And we do have solar telescopes up there for you to examine the sun, depending on the clouds, if they cooperate. But as you do go through the building, remember we have classes in session. So you won't be able to get into every classroom. But nevertheless, please do go in, walk down the halls, and check out the labs. Professor Thad Sabo should be finishing up his class on the roof, and he is expecting visitors. So thank you for attending today, and enjoy our newest buildings. It is now my pleasure to introduce CIS Department Chair Phong Nguyen, who is going to make some comments about Professor WOOLEVER.
Good afternoon. I would like to have a few words to my colleague, Jim WOOLEVER. So Jim, can you stand up so everyone can know you? You know, for the past 53 years, Jim WOOLEVER had taught thousands of students at Cerritos College in the Computer Information Science Department. For 37 years or 4 years, he was a full-time faculty, and to this day, he still continues his passion of teaching on part-time basis. While at Cerritos College, Jim was advisor of Phi Beta Lambda, advisor of Data Processing Club, supervisor of the data processing, assistant dean, department chair, and faculty senator. One thing he has done yet is to run for president of America. One of significant contribution while Jim was supervisor of the data processing center was that he had instrumental in installing the first computer at Cerritos College, giving us opportunity to enter digital age. Jim was proud of his day in the classroom, where he could influence, shape, and grow the country's future leader. He also loved his day as the club advisor, even though it took him away from his family on numerous weekends. His main goal was for his students to realize their dream by helping them achieve, develop, and flourish in their education. If it took more time outside of the classroom, then he was willing to spend as much time as students needed of him. More than anything else, Jim loved teaching the students and always put them first. So Jim, my dear friend, thank you for your hard work and dedication at Cerritos College.
Well, I prepared some things that I wanted to say, but a lot of them have been said already, but I'll go ahead. First, I want to thank Cerritos College, my colleagues, family, and those who made this honor possible. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of teaching and observing students and attain the knowledge that I think will last them for a lifetime. In 1963, I came to Cerritos from Allstate Insurance Company regional office, where I was a supervisor, and I came here as a supervisor. At that time, Cerritos College did not have a computer. We did something that was called punch card data processing. I can remember lines of hundreds of students waiting in line to get their punch cards processed. And then in the data center, they would bring those cards to us, and we would have to shuffle them and make them into packets so that the students could register and pick out the classes that they wanted to take. It was an interesting process, for sure. When the decision to install the first computer was made, it was my responsibility to supervise that installation. And that led us into, I guess, the digital world. I have some memories of people who I feel are very important here at Cerritos. Jack Black, the former dean of the business division, who realized the need to offer data processing as a curriculum here at the college, and he developed that. Jack gave me the opportunity to become a part-time instructor while I was still in charge of the data center, and then a full-time instructor after that. As a full-time instructor, I was fortunate enough to teach some Pepperdine extension courses here on campus for the future teachers in the data processing department. As advisor to Phi Beta Lambda, I had the privilege of working with the students and advising them and helping them for competitions, both state and national. Also working with the homecoming floats, which was a very interesting process. I also had the honor of being selected to supervise and teach for the National Science Foundation at the USC campus, teaching inner-city graduate students the principles of data processing. I also want to remember all of my CIS department colleagues, new and old, who were dedicated to student success. I've made friends during my career at Cerritos, including longtime office partner Richard Davis, who still remains my best friend in retirement. A little humor here, Professor Bernie Negrete, who was a frequent visitor to our offices, even though he wasn't a data processing major. It seems his interest was our secretary, Terry, who is now his wife of many, many years, and also a CIS adjunct instructor here at Cerritos College. I also remember Susan Fischetto, a former student in my systems analysis courses, where we were able to work with local businesses and as a class would present them with real-life options for automation. Susan became a very successful business systems analyst and then returned to Cerritos as a full-time instructor. And last but not least is the classified staff of Cerritos College. Many of my former students are now employed in information technology and other areas on campus, and the many friends that I've made over the years. In closing again, I would like to say thank you to everyone for this wonderful honor.
It is humbling to stand here and listen to the different stories from everyone, but it was especially humbling listening to Jim's story and all the time and effort that he has invested in our students and the district. For that, I thank you. Without people like you, and you just mentioned Bernie, who I have a lot of respect for too, that I have gotten to know over the last 2 years. Without people like you, we wouldn't be here today. Without people like you, the college wouldn't exist in the way that it exists today. And without people like you, we wouldn't be able to move the college to the next level. So thank you again. So clearly, over the last 60 years, our community, our faculty, our classified, and our managers have seen that investing in Cerritos College is not only good for the community, but is a great idea. And you can see the return of your investment every day on this campus and around our neighborhoods. So before we leave, and before we go to the self-guided tours, I want you to join me giving a big hand to everyone who participated in the construction of these buildings, everyone who supported the construction of these buildings, and everyone who cheered from the sides as we went through the process and effort to opening these buildings. So I would like to call the Cerritos College Board of Trustees to help me set up our formal ribbon cutting before we go into the guided tours.
Okay, here we go with the cutting. Margaret's vision.